So we are working still on the interior of the shed. So Steven is inside right now. I'm gonna go help him, and we are working on getting the drywall hung. We did finish getting the drywall hung on the ceiling yesterday. That was definitely a little bit complicated just because it's so heavy, and the shed style ceiling we have, which means one side is taller than the other, made it a little bit difficult for us to get it hung, but we did it and we survived and no one got hurt. So I will go in right now and show you guys around, and I got to get to helping Steven because it gets dark here now, probably within about an hour and a half of me getting home and being useful for assistance with Steven. So I'm gonna get in and help, but I will show you guys around here real quick. Got the roof, or the ceiling rather, up. Thank God for putty texture and paint because it's not as pretty as we were hoping it would be.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna need some mud to fix up some of those holes, but it's fine. It's drywall.
Yep, so we got that hung up yesterday, and we got these hung up, or rather we got this one hung up together yesterday, and now Steven, it looks like he's working on the one for the back window here. So we're gonna finish up the drywall in here. We've got the plywood back behind us because that is what we're gonna use to hang up our batteries and inverter. But we're getting it done here. It looks like we're gonna finish up the drywall and then it's just flooring. Right? Am I missing anything?
Nope.
General contractor? Am I the assistant contractor?
There's a lot of finish work. Like, I don't know that we're gonna even mud the seams and do all that this year. We'll have to see. But I want to get the desk in. We definitely have to get the inverters and batteries in here.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Right.
We won't be able to hook it up necessarily because I think we're going to need to get the concrete poured for the footings for those first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were ever, as a little kid, wanted to build a clubhouse with your friends, but I feel like that's kind of what this is for at least me. I always wanted to build a clubhouse when I was a little girl.
Clubhouse.
Jessica's clubhouse. Maybe we should dub this, instead of the solar shed, this is going to be Jessica's clubhouse. She shed.
No.
All right, well, we ran out of material.
Yeah, which was the point.
Breaking things. It's just a shed. All right, so we have almost all the drywall up.
Yep.
Plywood's up. Ceiling's up.
The hard ones. We got all the hard, install pieces for the drywall in.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it's just gonna be cutting small pieces. That it's a little bit more tedious because it's angle cuts, it's small cuts, just filling in some patch areas. But for the most part, it's gonna take 4 more sheets, and we'll have.
You think 4 more?
Yeah, 4 more sheets should be good. I think you got one there. You got one for each of the. One will split on both the diagonals. You got a third one there. You'll run out of maybe just 3.
I think 3, but we can get 4 and take it back.
So, so 3 or 4 more sheets, and then we're done. It won't be finished. It's not pretty, but at least it's a wall and it's up, and it's.
Yep.
I think it'll enable us to say that this project is okay for right now. That we can start, getting the batteries and the inverter and the charge controllers and all that stuff up here and mounted. We won't be able to do that full install yet. It's gonna take a little bit more time, but at least we can get it off the pallet and get it inside where it's protected.
Yeah,
from
every time
elements.
it rains, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And then we can move on to some other fun stuff, like starting our barn.
Yeah, we need to get that barn started because it is early September still, but We want to still try and see if we have a chance at getting it built
I think we can.
before snow.
I think our biggest concern at this point is getting the concrete before it gets too cold. Getting the slab poured,
Yes.
driveway area and all that stuff. So, but I think we can do it. I think, you know, kids are back in school. So it kind of gives them something that they can focus on other than just being here all day. So even if I go get them, when I go pick them up from school in the afternoon, they're just excited to get back out here and start playing and stuff. So
Yeah.
it'll let us focus a little bit more. We are going to be fighting daylight though.
But we have light. I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna get dark real early here when we get to winter, and we're still gonna have to work. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. All right. So we talked about it, and we decided we are probably just gonna go ahead and finish the drywall. I think it's worth it. I know we just said a few minutes ago that we were gonna call the project done, but it's only gonna take a day or two. And then while Steven's doing some of the things that I can't do, I can get the painting done in here.
There's nothing I can do that you can't do.
Okay. We'll just agree to disagree on that. So yeah, I think we'll make sure we finish this, but we're not gonna do the flooring in here, I think, until we've done the install and everything on the plywood.
Yeah, I
Of the
think
inverter battery.
the fact that we want to get the flooring in is a reason to finish up the walls and the ceiling. We don't want, you know, mud or paint or texture, anything like that ruining the flooring. And it's kind of silly that we're putting nice flooring into a shed, but we are going to use this for some office space, maybe some spare room, like a guest room or something. If somebody comes over, they have somewhere that they can.
I mean, they just gotta bring their sleeping bag.
Just kind of camp out. You know, so we want it to be nice. We want it to be finished enough, somewhere where we end up wanting to go enjoy it. And you know, if we don't get this barn built by winter,
We're living in
like,
no.
well, not living, but like, this is where like I'm gonna have to come work, I think. So, or, well, you know,
Backup plan.
Yeah.
It's a backup
We'll
plan.
see. I think we're gonna get our shop done.
We are. We've got time. If the weather will agree.
But we don't have too much more to do here on the shed. I wanted to put some gravel down around the exterior, so that we're not tracking a bunch. See, that's the other thing, is we don't want to keep tracking a bunch of dirt in here. So having some gravel down outside will help with that. That'll also make me a little bit more confident to put some nice flooring in here too. We have the lights that we can get going. And in fact, we can temporarily wire this up so that you can run the shed off a generator too. Even before we get the solar going. So we might take a look at doing that. But the more of these little projects we do on the shed, the more it delays the start
Of the shop.
The shop.
So if it makes sense, we'll finish this up. Say we're waiting for shop equipment or materials or whatever, but we'll get it all figured out in due time. So
Yeah. But anyway, that's what we got here for today. Winston's barking because he's hungry. We'll see how much we
I'm
get finished
hungry.
up here tomorrow.
Winston, you're being rude.
Which will include the last few sheets of drywall that we need. We'll get the whole site cleaned up. We need to get that done and get some materials thrown away. All the small little pieces that we have that still need to be installed, like the gutters and stuff, we'll get that going. And we'll get all of our extra pieces returned to the store so that we're not hanging on to that for too long.
Yep.
And then maybe next week or this weekend we'll start getting into the finishing of the drywall inside.
If the shop materials are not here and we don't have anything else to work on.
Yeah.
Shh, he's being rude. All right, we must go feed our dog. He's very demanding in his old age.
Yep. Good night. We'll see ya.